Happy Friday, March 22nd, everyone. Hunter here at North Central Weather Center, and a very active weather pattern is likely to end March and even begin April, and we'll be diving into the details in today's weather forecast. If you are new here, make sure to press the subscribe button so we can keep you covered across the North Central United States with accurate weather forecasts. Also, be sure to press the like button, the thumbs up button down below. It helps to get this information passed along to more and more people. So let's look at the weather out the door today. And you can see this morning, it is a cold start across our north. We have temperatures into the upper teens and mid-20s across the region here, across the Dakotas, Nebraska, into portions of Minnesota and Iowa and Wisconsin, and over here toward Illinois and even Michigan. So very cold up to the north this morning. And when you factor in some of the wind out there, here are your wind chill values down into the upper teens and even some lower single digits in some areas here in pockets across northern portions of Minnesota over to the Dakota. So it is definitely cold. Make sure to bundle up if you are headed out the door this Friday morning. And this afternoon will remain cold to the north as we have a wintry weather pattern ahead. And you can see temperatures only into the upper 20s to mid 30s to the north. Across our south, temperatures will be in the 40s to even the 50s, even some 60s down here into the Missouri Ozarks region and southern Illinois as we go into the afternoon. Now, there are winter weather advisories, even a couple areas here into northeastern Iowa, northwestern Illinois, with winter storm warnings for snow and a mix of rain, snow, sleet, and freezing rain. So we're definitely keeping an eye on that. Winter weather advisories in the purple here, that stretches from Michigan back through Wisconsin, far northern Illinois, southeastern Minnesota, and northeastern Iowa here. And you can see this morning, we have a narrow band of some wintry precipitation moving across portions of southern Wisconsin into Iowa here, and perhaps even northern Illinois and even into Michigan, and that will continue to pivot its way through portions of the western Great Lakes region as we go into this afternoon and this evening before starting to wrap up across the Ohio Valley heading into tonight. And any additional snowfall accumulations through your Saturday morning time frame on the 23rd of March, we could be seeing a narrow band but a potent band of 1 to as much as 4 inches worth of heavy wet snow across southern lower Michigan, far southern Wisconsin, far northern Illinois, and then over here into northeastern Iowa, especially where those winter storm warnings have been hoisted. And then as we go into this weekend and early next week, Saturday, March 23rd through Tuesday, March 26th, look at our temperature anomalies this weekend. Colder across our east with below normal temperatures, more near normal to slightly above normal temperatures across our southwest into portions of Nebraska and Kansas. And then heading into early next week, a very dynamic storm system moving in. Warm sector, you can clearly see up here across our east, a very potent cold sector of the storm here on the backside. Temperatures will be tumbling 20, 30 degrees below normal Monday, March 25th into Tuesday, March 26th timeframe across the Dakotas, Nebraska, and Kansas here. And looking at the jet stream orientation this weekend, later this weekend, namely on Sunday, and you can see this is moving across portions of the southern Four Corners region and then rounding its way up through portions of our viewing area as we go into early next week. So this is a very dynamic storm system, and they've already gone ahead. The local National Weather Service offices in the Northern Plains and the upper Midwest saying, hey, this looks like a pretty significant winter storm. So winter storm watches have been issued across portions there, not only of Montana outside our area, but also through the Dakotas into Minnesota, including the Minneapolis-St. Paul region and northern Wisconsin. So definitely watching out for some significant winter weather going in towards early next week. So let's look at here on Saturday, the 23rd. We have a few flurries, some snow showers here, pivoting its way into portions of the Dakotas, a few flurries or drizzle areas there into portions of Nebraska and Kansas. The main feature is moving in as we go into Sunday. Very heavy snowfall on the northern side, the cold air in place. Heavy snowfall rates, 1 to 3 inches per hour will be possible here across the Dakotas into Minnesota, northern Iowa there, and then over into Wisconsin. The warm side of the storm thunderstorm. We'll have to watch for some stronger thunderstorms across Nebraska, but especially into central Kansas in our southern viewing area on Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But then as we go into Monday, here's that 990 millibar low, warm sector. We have the cold front moving through our east, but a deformation snow band on the backside and wind-driven snow, our tight isobars. And we could still be seeing those 1 to 3 inch snowfall rates as we go through Minnesota, especially eastern and central South Dakota into northern portions of Nebraska on Monday. And then that system still snowing out across portions there of Minnesota and portions of Iowa. Eastern Dakotas on Tuesday, still some rain across our east here as we go into Tuesday as well. So a very dynamic storm system. Here's how much snow you can expect. So a very significant March system here, a late season snowstorm across our northern areas here, especially centered across Minnesota. Some of these areas into Minnesota could be over 20 inches of snow. We could be seeing up to 2 feet in southwestern and southern Minnesota. The Minneapolis-St. Paul region, 8 to 12 inches looks like a good bet for you between Saturday, March 23rd and Tuesday, March 26th. Now let's look at the warm side of the storm because this is concerning as well. We are in severe weather season. And we do definitely have a severe weather threat as we go into Sunday, March 24th, late this weekend. The Storm Prediction Center does have a marginal risk as far north here as Hastings into southern Nebraska, but a level 2 out of 5, a slight risk into central Kansas here. And just zooming it in and show you some of the cities and metropolitan areas affected on Sunday. We got Hays, Kansas, Salina down toward Hutchinson, and even the Wichita region. So definitely watching out for that. But even Topeka, Manhattan, down there toward Emporia, Kansas, Dodge City, some of those areas here still impacted by that marginal risk of severe weather on Sunday. And all modes of severe weather, including tornadoes, will be on the table. So let's walk you through this. This is your lightning flash density. Essentially, this shows you where thunderstorms will be likely and where the lightning pops up. Looking at Sunday morning, maybe an isolated or stray shower storm there in central Kansas. Not really that big of a deal. We can't rule out a small hail producer, but I really think Sunday morning will be very quiet. Sunday afternoon, dry line, cold front setup. Here comes the thunderstorms developing in western Kansas, western and central Nebraska, and they will start to move eastward through time later into Sunday afternoon and mature as we get into early Sunday evening. That's where the peak of the severe weather event will be. So if you do live in those areas, Hays over there towards portions of Salina, Kansas, down to Wichita, we need to keep an eye on that. And even as far east as Topeka, Kansas, going into Sunday evening, damaging winds over 60 miles per hour, quarter to $half size hail, and even a few isolated tornadoes will be on the table there even after dark. And then as we go into early Monday morning, we'll lose the instability, we'll lose the energy levels for these storms in which to work. So that means our atmosphere will stabilize and thunderstorms will begin to weaken and dissipate by early Monday morning. A lot of heavy rain coming as we go through the weekend and early next week. You can see a very narrow swath here across our east into the Illinois Valley, the Ohio Valley, back into portions of the Ozarks and Missouri. Could be seeing 1+ inches of rain there. Some heavier rains further to the north as well, near that center of low pressure. And then looking as we go into the middle of next week, Wednesday, March 27th through the end of March, Sunday, March 31st, let's look at our temperature anomalies during that 5-day period or so. And you can see below normal temperatures will be the rule here across portions of the north central United States. Let's look at our precipitation map as well, because still we are in an active pattern. Once we get past our significant snowstorm, we have a lull in the action a little bit on Wednesday, besides a few flurries to the north or the south. Thursday looks to be a pretty dry day as we go into next week on the 28th, so not much happening there. And then as we go into Friday next week, a week from today, a new system moving out across the Rockies. This looks to be more of a warm sector setup with more rain. We'll have to watch for severe weather with a lot of these systems coming in this time of year. Severe weather does need to be monitored. That'll push across the Midwest into the Ohio Valley as we go into Saturday. Again, mainly looking at a lighter system, it looks like, with this one, but then another big system coming in behind that one as we go into Sunday, March 31st. And I would imagine that would push east through our viewing area heading into April 1st, April 2nd, maybe even April 3rd. So definitely a very active pattern ahead. Late March, early April, we will keep you covered. And let's look here at our total rainfall accumulation through the end of March. March. This takes you through Sunday, March 31st. Widespread heavy rain across our east and central areas, and then you can see the snowfall through that time frame. Very heavy snow across our north, across Wisconsin there, especially northern Wisconsin, through much of Minnesota into especially South Dakota, even North Dakota seeing some decent snow there, down into Nebraska here, and even portions of western Kansas. Wouldn't be surprised to see a couple inches of snow through the end of the month either. So generally putting it all together, our eastern areas are trending near normal to slightly below normal with our precipitation anomalies through the end of the month, but well above normal precip across the upper Midwest and the northern plains. And this is an area that does need the rain, so we'll take it here. We have drought continuing across this region. We will definitely take it. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel down below if you like these detailed weather breakdowns across the north central United States. We will keep them coming here. The next scheduled video is on Monday. Make sure to press the like button down below with the thumbs up button. It helps out more than you know, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Friday out there.